Night anime recap. Somewhere in Japan, a drone is on its way to deliver a package, not noticing the crow following it. Meanwhile, a sleeping girl named Ao is woken up by the sound of a bird attacking something. Going outside to investigate, she sees a package with feathers surrounding it. The drone from earlier flies in the distance, visibly damaged. Ao takes the rather large package inside, wondering if her dad sent her something again. She continues with her morning routine of brushing her teeth and eating breakfast. Ao then receives a call from her friend. She has to cancel their plans to go out for the day because her dad suddenly wants to go on a family drive. Although Ao's fine with the sudden cancellation, she realizes she now has nothing to do for the entire day. She doesn't want to study English, though. She then remembers the package and gets it. She believes it's from her dad, congratulating her on getting into her school. When she opens it, she sees a small anime girl figure. A toy? She accidentally presses a button on the figure's chest, which wakes the doll. It's alive. In her shock, Ao lets go of it, but the figurine gets its bearings. It then introduces herself as Gurai. This amazes Ao, who looks at Gurai and starts poking her. The doll doesn't really like that, so she makes Ao stop. She calls her master while she's at it. Ao is weirded out by the title. Can she just call her Ao? Gurai's fine with that. Ao, who thinks Gurai is a super advanced toy, sends her father a thank you message. The doll dives back into her box to retrieve something. It's her armor, which she asks Ao to assemble. After that, the human can attach them to her body. But assembling those takes too much work. Ao's no good with those kinds of things. Gurai tries to argue, but Ao's not having it. The doll's fine the way she is. She's cute. She convinces Gurai to charge up first. The doll lets out a very Susie sound when she gets plugged in. When Gurai is fully charged, she tries to convince Ao to assemble her armor again. She needs it so that she can truly be a frame arms girl. Huh? Wait, is she not a doll? Nope. She's a robot equipped with an artificial self, as for short. Thanks to that, she can learn new information and emotions by interacting with Ao. She is also installed with the intelligence of a 10-year-old human. Upon discovering Gurai needs the armor, Ao decides to get it over with. And, hoo boy, she really isn't good at this. Gurai has to teach her everything. From using the right tools, properly cutting the pieces off their runners, and properly attaching certain parts in the correct order. With most of the armor done and attached, Ao accidentally sends a small piece flying as she tries to put it on Gurai. After trying and failing to find the small piece, Ao gives up. However, Gurai insists they keep looking for it, leading to her finding an old album hidden behind a drawer. It's the album Ao's grandma sent her. The two look at the album together. Seeing a picture of little Ao and her parents, Gurai asks her if she lives with them. Nope, no way. Her dad's overseas, and her mom went with him. She lives alone. They continue to look through the album, with Gurai asking what emotion Ao's feeling in each picture. When Gurai starts asking questions that Ao can't answer, Ao decides to stop the album viewing. She looks out the window and is surprised to see that it's already dark out. No wonder she's hungry. She stands up to get some dinner. The missing piece from Gurai's armor falls out of her clothes as she does. The doll's armor is finally complete. While Ao is busy buying dinner, Gurai opens the album again and looks through the pictures. Remembering the emotions shown in each picture, Gurai tries to imitate them by pulling on her face. Upon returning, Ao tells Gurai that she was just like her when she was a kid. She was always asking questions. Well, the doll's technically 10 years old, so it makes sense. Ao shows Gurai her dinner, inarazushi. She also bought a birthday cake. Since Gurai is activated today, this makes today her birthday. To celebrate Gurai's birthday, Ao gives her a fork so she can eat the cake, but frame arms girls don't eat. That's a shame. However, the doll doesn't think it's shame she's feeling. She doesn't know what it is yet, but Ao assures her that she will figure it out. The following day, the drone is once again delivering packages. Before the crow can attack it like last time, a hail of bullets bursts out of one of the boxes it's carrying. Now prepared for school, Ao opens the front door, only to be greeted by 2 boxes. She brings them inside. Opening them now is a hassle, so she'll do it after school. But suddenly, a frame arms girl bursts out of one of the boxes and immediately starts attacking Gurai. She introduces herself as Stylet. Is she another gift from Ao's dad? At that question, Stylet can only look at her deadpan and ask if she's dumb. Oof, that's harsh. Stylet just ignores Ao's protests and tells Gurai to hurry and get ready. It's battle time. But Ao's confused. Why would they fight? Stylet's tired of them. There's no how or why about it. Battling is the very reason they're sent there in the first place. Gurai assumes there's another frame arms girl in the box, which Stylet confirms. Then why hasn't she come out? Stylet thinks the other girl is asleep. She's right, the other frame arms girl is conked out in her box. Thanks to Stylet, they find out her name is Baselard, Lard. She shouts at the sleeping girl, waking her up a bit. But she falls back to sleep again. Stylet, now incredibly frustrated, kicks the box over, spilling all the contents out and fully waking Baselard up. Cranky from being woken up, Baselard berates Skylet, only to get excited when Gurai introduces herself to her. She's happy that Gurai got activated and wonders who won the fight between her and Skylet. It hasn't happened yet, Baselard. So she scolds Skylet for wasting time, only for it to be thrown back at her. She's the one who's conked out. Gurai breaks up their bickering to ask why they're there. Also, what's that about fighting her? Skylet asks if they received the email from Factory Advance, the company that made them. Definitely not, judging by Gurai's clueless expression. Ao finds the email in her spam folder. But she asks for an abridged version due to how long it is. She's just like me, too lazy to read long emails. Anyway, Baselard explains that several Gurai models have been distributed, but Ao is the only one who's able to activate hers. Even though she did it by accident, the company wants to closely monitor her and her Gurai. So basically, they're there to battle Gurai. Why, though? The company wants to collect and analyze battle data so they can install more advanced AS on future frame arms girls. If they want to mass-produce a good product, they must get a lot of data. All this talking makes Stylet's head hurt. She wants to fight Gurai now. Ao's panicked, they're fighting here. Baselard takes out a session base from a box and tells her the two will fight there. They, or more likely, Ao, set up the 2 session bases for Gurai and Stylet. Gurai teaches Ao how to attach her armor by using the app attached to the email. The 2 session bases light up, and the 2 girls armor up for the fight. They're transported to what looks like a desert with some ruined buildings. Stylet attacks first from above, using her ability to fly to her advantage. Sadly, when Gurai tries to shoot back, she misses. Baselard points out to Ao that she didn't properly cut the parts for the shoulder cannon. This made it loose during assembly and prevented her from aiming properly. Gurai takes cover behind a rock as she continues to shoot at and miss Stylet, who is still in the air. With some advice from Ao, Gurai decides to get close by quickly charging at Stylet, using a nearby collapsed building as a ramp. Stylet is caught off guard as she is hit point-blank by Gurai's cannon. This attack easily finishes her. Now back from the battle session, Gurai thanks Ao for her advice while Stylet sulks over her loss. Ao cheers her up, saying that she's still cool, which flusters Stylet. Her reaction doesn't go unnoticed by Baselard, who teases her. Stylet swears she will win next time. She then tells Ao that if she helps them gather battle data, Factory Advance will pay her. She'll earn more money than she can at a part-time job. Ao happily accepts. All she has to do is watch them fight. Best job ever. Now the fighting's done and the excitement's over, Gurai reminds Ao that she has school today. Oh, she'll totally be late. At that, she rushes to leave. Geez, Gurai's human is a mess. 2. Ao wakes up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. She steps on a magazine in the process, causing it to make a cracking sound. She doesn't give it much, though. The following morning, while she's having breakfast and the dolls do their thing, Ao wonders if Stylet and Baselard will stay with her. Pets aren't allowed in her apartment, after all. But since she doesn't need to feed them, she's fine with them staying. Not that Stylet will leave if Ao tells her to. Her pride is too big to go home without defeating Gurai. However, she gets flustered when Ao points out that who wins doesn't matter as long as they get the data. Girlie just really doesn't like losing, huh? While the two talk, Gurai accidentally covers Stylet in rice while refilling Ao's bowl. Gurai apologizes and proceeds to pick the rice grains from Stylet's hair, only for her to freeze every time Gurai touches her. Ao asks what's happening, but she herself doesn't know. Her body just won't move. Baselard, now awake, informs them that it's most likely trauma from her loss to Gurai. Stylet denies it, but when Baselard pushes Gurai closer to her, she freezes again. Wanting to escape the situation, Stylet quickly puts on her armor and tries to fly away. Only for her to fall flat on her face. Thinking that Stylet can't fly because of the trauma, Gurai gets worried. Even though all of them are installed with the same general purpose AS, their armor is specialized to suit each of them. Stylet's inability to fly despite specializing in aerial combat will be a problem. Wanting to cure her trauma, Baselard comes up with a plan that has Stylet and Gurai stand on their bases and have Ao push them closer. The bases get as close as they can get. What now? Baselard doesn't have a plan aside from that. And so, she and Ao brainstorm. Ao thinks that maybe shock therapy can cure Stylet's trauma. Baselard is up to that. As they talk, Stylet and Gurai start a battle session. They're soon back in the desert where they fought last time. This makes Stylet remember her painful defeat. The poor girl hugs herself for comfort. Ao and Baselard watch the session. What is Gurai up to? As Gurai slowly walks up to Stylet, she falls to her knees. Gurai persists and smooches Stylet. This depletes her HP and knocks her out in one go. Gurai then asks Ao if that's an adequate form of shock therapy. Girl, she means electricity. Not surprising Stylet with a smooch session. The two are back in Ao's apartment. The human thinks that they just made things worse. Stylet short-circuited because of the smooch. Stylet's charger hold up, those things are robots, too. Her charger shows Ao a damaged wing piece. Baselard takes a closer look and realizes this is why Stylet can't fly. Ao then remembers the cracking sound she heard the night before when she went to the bathroom. She accidentally stepped on the piece and broke it. This is why you properly store all your pieces when not in use. Stylet wakes up and asks what happened. She only remembers the events before she short-circuited. She doesn't remember the smooch. The three decide not to tell her, and Gurai convinces Stylet to try and fly again. With the wing piece now repaired, Stylet flies around the room with a huge smile. Ao stops Baselard from correcting her, making Stylet think she is cured. But not everything is back to normal. When Stylet challenges Gurai to another fight and charges at her, she freezes and turns red when she sees Gurai's lips. She's frozen again. Guess she has a different kind of trauma now. Interesting. One day, Ao brings a cleaning robot back home, which Baselard and the others mistake for a large macaron. Ao tells them that the building manager gave it to her since he never uses it. Good thing, too, since the apartment is a little messy. When Gurai asks why get a robot when Ao can clean the old-fashioned way, she convinces her that by cleaning, they rob the robot of its purpose. Stylet and Baselard see through her excuse to be lazy, but Gurai's easily convinced and believes her. Gurai's one impressionable robot. This makes Stylet wonder if leaving Gurai's emotional data gathering to Ao is a good idea. After convincing Gurai, Ao asks them to repair the robot since it's broken. Baselard knocks on it a few times and speaks to the robot before confirming that it's indeed broken when it doesn't talk back. Ao tells them to try and repair the cleaning robot while she goes out to visit a friend. Stylet complains that the cleaning robot was made before them. It'll be hard to fix. Gurai, on the other hand, thinks that the cleaning robot was made so that she could repair it. Much to Stylet's horror, she's still clearly under Ao's spell. Instead of trying to repair the cleaning robot, the three discuss how Ao still acts like a child. Baselard talks about how she caught Ao rubbing her cheek on her pillow at night, even fawning over it. Ao also has a thing for poems. She even has a notebook for it. That notebook is also where she practices her autograph if she ever becomes a pop idol. Ao is truly a mess of a human. But, I guess that comes with being a teenager. Hearing all of this has Stylet rolling on the floor laughing, even more so when Baselard recites one of the poems. Ao has a lot more poems in her notebook. Gurai and Baselard can't help but join in the laughter. After their laughing session, Stylet points out that Ao will surely throw them out if she finds out about them laughing behind her back. The robot comes to life just when they finally decide to start its repair. To their amazement, they hear their own voices from the cleaning robot. It recorded their entire conversation about Ao. It starts to replay it over and over again, now all jumbled. At first, they worry that Ao will throw them out when she finds out about it. Only for Gurai to say that she might punish them instead by forcibly plugging and unplugging their charger cord again and again. That is some super SUS imagery right there. Horrified by the possible punishment, the three chase the cleaning robot to turn it off. Baselard gets on top of it and holds on. She's having the time of her life, riding the robot feels like a rodeo. The robot continues to rampage around the room until she finally puts it to a stop. Ao returns to see the apartment messier than how she left it, and Baselard says that the once working cleaning robot now really does need to be repaired. Baselard suggests that she fight Gurai so that Ao can claim the money from gathering battle data. She can use that money to repair the cleaning robot. Ao agrees, allowing them to start a battle session right away. They're in a forest clearing this time. Baselard wastes no time in trying to take Gurai out. Like Stylet, she specializes in aerial combat but uses lasers instead of guns or missiles. She fires all 4 of her lasers but struggles to hit Gurai. The dust from earlier cleaning robot rampage messes with her targeting systems. Ao wonders if Gurai has the same issue, but Stylet tells her she doesn't. She uses actual bullets. Ao then commands Gurai to give Baselard one big blast. And she does. Baselard's HP empties out in just one shot. With the battle done and data gathered, Ao can now claim her pay from the company to get the cleaning robot repaired. The following morning, Ao returns home with a futuristic-looking vacuum cleaner from the building manager. It looks like a weapon. Congrats on getting a new cleaning appliance, though. 3. Gurai and Stylet watch as Ao rushes out the door for school. When Stylet goes to wake Baselard up, she freaks out because the other isn't moving. Gurai has to point out that it's a dummy. Written on the dummy is a note saying that Baselard's going to school with Ao. How? By sneaking inside her bag. The human has already found the doll and asks what she's doing. Because Baselard can respond, Ao's friend Bukiko arrives. When the girl leaves, Ao makes her promise to behave, but she breaks it. She starts exploring the school the moment the classroom is empty. While exploring the water faucets, Stylet and Gurai arrive to bring her back. Baselard escapes them by turning on a faucet and leaving the two as they're attacked by a crow. Outside the basketball court, Ao grabs a stray ball and is surprised when Stylet and Gurai land on it. She excuses herself to her friend before going to a bench to talk to the two. While talking, Bakiko jumps out from the bushes and gushes on the two dolls, commenting on how great they are. Bakiko is a big fan of model kits like Stylet and Gurai and wants to get a closer look, only for a scream to interrupt her. They investigate, thinking it's Baselard, only to find several incidents of people missing some items. The trail leads them to the roof, where they see Baselard hovering over all the shiny stuff she stole. This one's a magpie. Stylet chases after her, but she isn't fast enough to catch Baselard. Bakiko comes up with a plan. A pair of high-quality nippers can distract Baselard while Gurai comes in to catch her. While they go back home riding on Ao, Gurai learns about having fun and how teamwork can make impossible things possible. The next day, Ao comes home all stinky and needing a bath. She played with some goats on the way home. I'm afraid to ask what she did with the goats to get that stinky. However, before she heads to the bath, she tells the three girls that she received a package and that they're free to open it themselves. After opening the package, they find two frame arms girls sleeping inside the box. Upon waking up, the first thing the twins do is smooch Gurai and the others on the cheek before greeting them. Ao gets out of the bath and is delighted by the new faces. She asks for their names, only to be shocked that both are named Materia. Not wanting to get confused, Ao calls them Shiro, Shiaro, and Kuro instead, based on their colors. Luckily, they both like their new names. Not wanting to beat around the bush, Stylet reminds them they need to battle, which the twins accept. Shiro and Kuro are excited about the coming battle since they have the opportunity to crush the girls in front of them. Oh no, they have era energy in them. Gurai and Stylet would be fighting the twins. Though Stylet seems to regret being chosen as the two continue to talk about how they want to crush her. They don't even plan to wear armor since they believe Gurai and Stylet won't be able to hit them. Baselard comments on how the twins' weapons are hard to use. Gurai points out how they have data on these weapons. It'd be risky to fight unprepared. Risky or not, the fight starts, and the four are sent to what seems to be a temple. Stylet quickly goes in for the attack, only to be pushed back by Shiro, who uses a chain whip sword. Kuro uses what can only be described as a hula hoop of death to take care of Gurai. Due to the twins' teamwork, Stylet and Gurai struggle. Baselard comments on how the two lack teamwork since they don't get along that well. Wanting to help the two, Ao remembers that her friend Bakiko gave her a prototype weapon for Gurai. It has 17 revolving buster cannons. Not bothering to read how Bakiko made it, Ao asks how she can give it to Gurai during an active session. Baselard helps her by saying where to place the new weapon and how to give it to Gurai using her app. Gurai gets the weapon. Oh, it's well made. So much better than the weapons Ao made. Stylet lands beside her. Realizing they need to fight together, Stylet decides to become a decoy. Together, they can make the impossible possible, right? Gurai agrees and starts charging up her weapon while Stylet goes ahead to distract the twins. When the weapon's fully charged, Gurai tells Stylet to move away and fires at the twins, depleting their HPs. Gurai helps Stylet up. She's the reason why they won. In turn, Stylet complains about how slow Gurai's charge time is but still smiles at her. Yay, they get along now. After the battle, Shiro and Kuro want to stay since they don't want to go home as losers. They also still need to collect data. Unfortunately for Stylet, the two take an interest in her thanks to the battle. They want to hear more of her screams. She looks to Ao for help. Get them out. But the twins are convincing. They share that the more FA girls AO has, the more battles she can do. That means more money. Tempted by the bread, AO agrees to let them stay. Sorry, style it. Not only does she have highly advanced anime figures, AO now earns money just by watching them fight. With these 5 sentient anime figurines, it's safe to say that her dull days are behind her.